back to Winging It Buffalo Style. We are wrapping up this week with an interview with the latest Buffalo School Board candidate, Patty Pierce, as we continue our Winging It with the Candidates series. We've been getting to meet everybody, welcoming them into our couch as they prepare for Election Day, which is coming up next Tuesday. And we were just chatting in the break. You happen to know one of the guests that was just on the show from your childhood.
That's right. I grew up with Louie. It was quite funny when he walked through the door just now with his mom.
What a Buffalo story to walk in for a TV interview and then there's your friend from down the street from growing up. How funny is that?
It's really funny. We used to call him Little Louie when he was a kid.
And have you been following his acting career?
Absolutely. And while I was seated in the green room waiting to come out here, his mom was seated next to me, and she informed me that my mother, who was a real estate agent way back when, sold them their first house.
There you go.
Mrs. Mostello is still living in that house today, so that's really quite cute.
We miss living in the biggest small town in all of America.
It's a great, great town.
But what makes you want to be running for public school board?
Well, it's something that I've had an interest in for quite a few years now, and as you know, my law enforcement background for the past 32 years, I believe has provided me with a very clear understanding as to what the problems are that are entering the classroom each day. I see firsthand the social ills that many of our kids are faced with on a daily basis, and it's insurmountable the amount of work that we're putting on teachers to quell some of the situations that these kids are faced with.
And for our viewers that don't know, you have an extremely extensive career in law enforcement. Explain a little bit about what you've done in your career locally.
Well, I worked in the Buffalo Police Department for 22 years. I left there in 1998. I went to the Erie County Sheriff's Department. I was the chief of patrol and violence prevention, and then I retired in 2005, and I worked for corporate America 2 years, Continental Airlines and Carnival Cruise Lines, and then I returned to Western New York and was hired in the district attorney's office. I've been there for the past 7 years as a criminal investigator, and I handle domestic violence cases.
And one of the things that you have mentioned before is that you don't like to see people in the back of your cop car who don't have an education, who don't have a college or a high school diploma. Can you elaborate a little bit about that?
Well, you know, the people that are in my car are usually victims or witnesses. So they've been affected by crime. And I always engage them in conversation, try to ascertain, like, what happened? What was your educational experience like? And where did you slip through the cracks, or why wasn't education relevant? And it's funny because in retrospect, when they reach the position that they're in with me, they all wish that high school would have been relevant, that they would have had the ability to graduate so that they could have a job, so that they would not maybe be trapped in some of the horrific situations that they're in.
And something else that makes you stand out as a candidate, at least in my mind, is your social media presence. How have you been using social media in your campaign?
Well, I have this wonderful campaign manager whose name is Eric Bowen, and he has me on Facebook, and that's my social media. And every day I get my assignments from him, and he tells me where to go, who to see, and who to get pictures with.
And we're headed towards the home stretch here. Election Day, of course, is next Tuesday. What are the next couple days? What's this weekend going to be like for you?
Busy, busy, busy. I already have 3 assignments for today. He called me at 7:30 this morning and said, get your pen out.
Well, after this, so this was assignment 1 and then 3 more?
3 more.
Okay, well,
yeah.
Best of luck. We better let you get rolling then. We're glad that we could help you reunite with an old friend.
Yeah, that's great.
And we wish you luck in the rest of the school board election. Once again, Election Day is Tuesday, May 6th, that is, I believe, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, we're going to go over to Todd now for the weather.